What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Two Beers, One Movie, and also the second part of my top 10 favourite war films taken from my lists on Letterboxd. So, let's just get straight into it. So, number 5, it is The Deer Hunter. It was released in the 70s, which I think is the greatest era in film history. It has a huge array of talent from Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, Christopher Walken, the late great John Cazale, and it surrounds a group of friends from a small town, so you get to see what they're like before the war. So they're these outgoing, having fun, they like to have a few drinks. They go off to the war. Has one of the most famous scenes ever in terms of the Russian roulette. They get captured, and then there's the whole how they adjust to life when they come back from war. And a quick bit of trivia on this: Christopher Walken was told by the director to really spit in Robert De Niro's face, and so the reaction you see is actually really Robert De Niro being fucking pissed off, being spat at. So that is The Deer Hunter. Next up is, I think this is going to be controversial to people. I'm sure people would have thought this is definitely in the top 2. Still obviously is an amazing movie. That is Francis Ford Coppola's absolutely fantastic and visceral Apocalypse Now. So obviously it gives it one of the greatest performances ever from Marlon Brando. Stars Martin Sheen, ironically in a Vietnam film before his son Charlie, which we already talked about in Platoon. This movie was such edge of your seat, the anticipation to when he has to go to find Marlon Brando's character. Again, I'm not going to get into whole loads of plots and stuff, but yeah, it really was. I remember seeing it years ago, 20 years ago now or so. It's grim at times. The voiceover is amazing as well. It gives you a real grim look of going down that river of what the Vietnam War was, and at times it felt like a horror movie. It's really absolutely phenomenal film. So that is number 4 on my list. Next up is maybe a bit of recency bias on this one, but it's Terrence Malick's phenomenal psychological, metaphorical, blah blah blah, The Thin Red Line. This was absolutely, I've never seen it before and I was blown away by it. It's so psychological. You see, like, obviously the Thin Red Line, like, in terms of like how far is that line before dwindling into madness, and you do see a lot of the soldiers in this. It's just they're declining into like just disarray almost, and then from one of the other characters' side, you see that he's invested in this war. It's Nick Nolte's character. He has a great speech. This is his war. He's never had a war, and he's going to make the most of it. And then it goes through the humanistic side from one of the other characters, and he's with some of the tribes, some of the people, and it's a Terrence Malick movie, and you'll know it's the voiceover, the slow build-ups. It's really just calm. I know there's some great war scenes in it as well, but I really enjoyed this psychological aspect of the war and the different points of view from each different soldiers and how they saw the war for themselves, and I just thought it was absolutely phenomenal. Next up is a controversial one, is number 2. It is Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. So obviously from behind you probably know I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. This is just phenomenal. One of the greatest opening scenes ever, in my opinion, with the Jew Hunter and the milk scene. It's just amazing. Great performance from Christoph Waltz as well. Brad Pitt is absolutely fantastic in this. It just has all your blood splatter Tarantino-esque, everything you think about Tarantino, this is basically just him in a nutshell. So that is number 2. Number 1 is, I'm sure you've probably all kind of guessed, because it hasn't been mentioned. It is the 10 out of 10, 5 stars out of 5 stars, whatever you want to call it. It is the flawless masterpiece that is Steven Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan. This is a great look into the brotherhood of war and what being in the group of soldiers meant to look out for each other, to have each other's back, to be a brother, to be a father to each one of to each other, and also show the side and the team of basically why are they risking their lives for this Private Ryan played by Matt Damon. Why are they risking their lives for someone they don't know? And I always find that's just the whole epitome of war in general in itself. Why are they risking their lives for people they don't know, never meet, probably doesn't care who they are? And I always found that's a really, really interesting aspect of war. And that team really played out, other than the brotherhood, that team played out throughout for the film for me, and it really, really is absolutely just a phenomenal piece of work. And obviously the beach scene, like, amazing. So yeah, that is my top 10. Just to let you know, there's 2 movies why I didn't put into this. Would have been Schindler's List and The Pianist. Now I know it's based around the wars, but I more wanted to get this list more about the soldiers and the combat and the war itself. If I was to do it based around how it affected other people during the war, not just the soldiers, then I definitely would have included both of these movies in my list. I'm not sure which movies would have been taken out. Probably, definitely, The Hurt Locker would definitely go. Maybe 1917, possibly. But they definitely would have been in this list. So, yeah, that is my top 10. So, as I said, I'm going to put my link up on the description for my Letterboxd. So, please follow me and I'll follow you back. Tell me what you think of my list. Is it shit? Give me your list. We'll have a debate. Cool. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.